Good morning and welcome to the Skeinz Diaries. You're here today with Marie, and I've literally just breezed in from the mill. Poor old Heather. I've got Heather over in the corner. I've lost my mate over here today. She's got lurgy, so she's at home, and she's like, "Oh look, you Kate made it with 3 minutes to spare," she said, from the mill. It's one of those days, isn't it? Mondays, gotta love Mondays. How is everybody today? It's episode 163. You're with Marie on a very lovely and fine May 23rd here in the Bay. I've got exciting stuff to tell you, and I didn't even get a chance to pull it out. Hold on. So I'm just gonna grab that and sit that there. I have been working on, we've got so many of you picked up the Perindale while the Perindale has been on sale, which has been awesome. And I know that there are so many wonderful Perindale projects that are going to start popping up in the Skeinz Speakeasy over the next little bit. It is just such great value yarn. We love it. It's one of our absolute faves. So thank you for that. But we thought we would sort of completely change tack and direction. From today, I'm about to put it, it's already happening in store here, and I'm about to pop it out into the newsletter. I'm about halfway finished with the newsletter, and we thought we would try something different and new. And what we thought we would try this time around, we haven't done one of these promotions for a dreadfully long time. We've never done it exactly the way we're going to do it this time, and we're going to do a gift with purchase. And this will allow people to get something extra special that you may have always wanted to grab, but you haven't bothered to do it. So we have pulled together a really special promotion, a gift with purchase promotion on Outlaw Bohemia. And I picked these colours too. Any prizes at why I chose those colours? I know, right? We love. How can you not love Outlaw Bohemia? We just adore it. It is the flagship yarn of Outlaw Yarns. It is Polworth, Possum and Alpaca. We just love it. Oh, and of course the project I had sitting just here to show you is now gone out the shop. And it's just gloriousness in a ball, and we just absolutely adore it. So what we're doing until while stocks last is spend $200 on Bohemia. It can be either Bohemia Light, it could be Bohemia regular, or it can be a combination of the two. It doesn't matter as long as it's Bohemia. If you've spent more than $200, you're going to get a packet of these Knit Pro knit blockers worth $49.95. I know, exciting. Yes, so this is what you're going to be getting. And we're doing that because we want to give you an opportunity, because let's face it, when you're knitting something really fabulous in Bohemia, you need to finish it and have it looking $1 million. And the best way to do that is to block it. And these knit blockers make a huge difference. So what they essentially are, if you've never seen them, there's a little picture there on the front. And what they are instead of using individual pins, these are actually they come with multi-prongs. So it makes blocking out, particularly if you're having to do a cardigan, you need to do sides of a cardigan or a blanket, or you need anything nice and straight. It's an easier way of doing that than having a sort of a run of individual pins or blocking pins across a mat. And so it just makes your blocking so much easier. There is the two types of blockers in there. There's the 4 prongs, and I think they're 6 prongs or 8 prongs. 8 prongs. And there we go. It tells me on here, 12 blockers with 8 pins, 8 blockers with 4 pins. There you go. And you obviously can still use individual pins if you're needing to pin points and the like. Yes, Bev's got little combs and she loves them. So if you need some extras, or you're going, you've been toying with doing something and casting something on with Bohemia, now is the time. So this is available both online and in store. So if an online order comes in, we will track those. If you're in store, you will just get it instantly with your purchase. And it's ostensibly, while we've got stocks, we've got a couple of cartons of knit blockers down there, so we've got plenty of stock of Bohemia. We made sure that we had plenty before we did this, so do definitely check it out. And what I thought I would do, I had a big, when we were pulling all of this together, I rang our favourite friend, and I'm just going to pop my screen up for you. And we had a huge big chat. And my favourite friend being Ethan from Outlaw Yarn. And we talked about what you guys could do. You know, I said to him, look, talk me through our favourite patterns to talk with Bohemia. And I'm going to talk about this one. He has talked about this before. I'm going to talk about it because I was with him when he started knitting this, and I have seen it in real life. It is the Twigs by Junko Okamoto. I can never say Junko Okamoto, and she has written this beautiful, beautiful pattern. And it's quite different because it's a design that has been made using a very, very firm gauge of 30 stitches to 32 rows. And most of this has been knitted on a 2.75 millimeter needle. Now, before you go, at that, believe me, when Ethan started knitting it, and it's knitted from the top down, so he started knitting it from up there on I think it was a 2 millimeter or 2.25 millimeter needle, and then he started working on the pattern here. And the way the pattern's written is it's written in each one of these design elements. So you sort of, it's this section, then this section, then this section, as you work your way down. The fabric that is created on that really firm gauge is to die for. It is amazing. And you can't, and I'm just going to jump down on some of his images he's got here. Yeah, you can kind of see it in this image here. See the glow on that? You can see the possum, there we go. And the bloom that you get with the possum, and actually you can see it on the shot here. There we go. This is a great shot. Look at all of that. Look at the bloom that you get on the possum with this beautiful firm gauge. Now, he knitted this in Erebus and parchment, which I happen to have here. And it is, in fact, I tell a lie. I tell a big lie, pork pie. That's London Town and parchment, but he did it in Erebus and parchment. And it is just incredible. And it also means that having that really firm, dense gauge, you get this incredible lush bloom of the possum as it comes out. And also too, with this fabric, this is not going to stretch out of shape. It's not going to, believe me, it's not going anywhere. And it creates this beautiful, lush, warm, but wearable, exceptionally wearable sweater. So, and that's the Twigs. So many of you I know have seen this in person. It is certainly one that, if I'm going to start and mention it, I can't not mention that project because for me, we will often think firstly about doing shawls and stuff. If we're going to do a garment, do it properly and do it, you know, as Ethan says, go big or go home. And the Twigs is certainly not, it is a project that you need to sort of invest a bit of time into, but it is beautiful and it is something that you can create, and her designs are amazing, and it is got that Japanese design ethos that has simplicity but complexity and beauty and balance and all of the things that we absolutely love. So that is the first design that I had to talk you through. So it is just fabulous. We just absolutely love it. Angela's asking, I have one of those random questions. It's okay, random questions, good. Purchased a couple of the Dip and Mix skeins a few weeks ago. I'm keen to knit a cowl with one of them and wondered if you have any pattern suggestions, and would you ever, and would the ever after cowl work with just one skein? Short answer to that is, Angela, yes, definitely. And I'm just going to jump while we're here. I might as well jump and have a look at this. I'm just going to have a look and see if I can find for you some, where am I going, people? Some of them that I have done using, oh, that was clever, wasn't it? Single skeins that I have done in the past. And I need to go up here, and I think I need to go here. Right, so, oh gosh, have I even got them under accessories? No. Okay, so let's try something else. Maybe it's here. Oh, there we go. Right, so here's a whole heap of them. So this is using, what have I done with this one? Oh, I've striped that. Look at that, go me. I don't even remember making that one. Ha ha ha. Yes, the short answer is definitely uses just ones, but I know that I designed this because I was given. Here we go. This is a really good one. This isn't the first one that I did, but this is a single skein of Malabrigo. And when I designed this pattern, I designed it to use a single skein for exactly that reason. I was doing a lot of book and yarn swaps at that time, and I would often be sent a single skein of something really fabulous, like a Malabrigo or a Madelinetosh. In fact, I think it was a Madelinetosh that kicked me off on this, and that's it there. The original one, modelled by Suzanne, that was there, was given to me as a birthday gift, actually, and I wanted to design something to go with my single skein. So, in the short answer to your question is yes, most definitely. The ever after will look fantastic. Even the rib B that I do would look good, but you might just want to pull back the number of stitches that you start with. That for that cowl. Ultimately, it's a 2x2 ribbed cowl, and you only just need to work into a multiple of 4 for a 2x2 rib. I would say you'd be looking anywhere from around 124 to 144 stitches to pull it back, because I've designed it to be a little bit longer and uses about 200 grams. But if you pulled it up to have something more around the neck like a collar, yeah, you would get away with that too. Right, okay. Now, Ethan, I had a chat to Ethan, and when I spoke to him about Bohemia, I said to him, I was letting him know what we were doing in terms of this promotion, and I said to him, we've had the designs that we've talked about before. Obviously, there is the Truly Myrtle designs. All of those designs are incredible. I've seen multiple Flory, not Flory. Flory is one that they have done in parchment at Outlaw HQ. Floozies, and you begin with that. Lots of floozies in Bohemia Light, and it looks amazing. But I said to Ethan, give me something new. I want, and he suggested to have a look at, again, we talked about designers, and this is the way that I've been doing a lot of the searching. And he said, have a look at Stella Ackroyd. Stella is another designer. She has been, she's part of the classic collection of designers that are about. She's been around for a long, long time. And the first thing he suggested is have a look at this. This is Walled Garden. And I can see why he loved it. I love it. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? It's this beautiful classical cardigan, absolutely stunning. A nice long narrow fitted sleeve, but it's got all these beautiful little slip stitch color work all the way through here, which is so pretty. And this works brilliantly with Bohemia because it allows you to play around with color. You can use something quite plain at the back, like London Town or Erebus, or you could even, if you wanted to go dark, and then you've got the option. They require 5 contrast colors. I think it's 5. Yes, 5 contrast colors, and you need about 20 grams each, so that's just under half a ball. But so you look at those colors, and it's, you can easily do this. You've got things like, you could go imperial, you've got fog, you can go absinthe, you can go tiffin. Dovecote would work well in there. You've got, what else have we got? You could actually get something very similar to this if you were wanting, and it just looks gorgeous. It just looks absolutely beautiful. So I thought that was an absolute starter. It's saying here, pretty cardigan, easy introduction to stranded colour work. Each pattern motif is only 3 rows deep, and none of the repeats span more than 3 stitches. So, it's not as fiddly as it might look. Worked in one piece up to the armholes, then seamed at the shoulders using a 3-needle cast-off method. The sleeves are picked up and knitted downwards in rows. So there you go, in rows. The construction has been carefully chosen so the contrast shades can be easily woven in as you go, meaning literally the only sewing up at the final cast-off is the sleeve seams. So that's actually quite a nice piece because it's worked as one piece, but it is not necessarily worked in the round. So I think that is absolutely lovely. I said to Ethan, winner, chicken dinner. And as you can see, Stella Ackroyd does some, baby Emily is just gorgeous. She does some great designs. She's, you have these designers and you forget about them. They've been around for such a long time, and you don't always think to jump back and check things out. I know that was Balmoral, that was Chunky. I think Beth was another one we looked at. Yes, Beth was another one that we looked at. It does pull that gauge out to 18 stitches, which you can do with Bohemia, but it won't take a lot of jiggery pokery if you wanted to pull that back to a 22 stitch tension. That was certainly one that was worth taking a look at. And look at all these beautiful shawls. This was another one that I thought was lovely. This for a stunning shawl, and in fact, there we go. Oopsie. The reason I love this, I pulled this one out, was, where are we? Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Just so beautiful, striking. And this one is called Celtish. Look at that. Now that is some really, it's simplicity at its finest, but that is beautiful and warm. And can't you just imagine that with the bloom of the possum? Amazing. And that takes, what does that take? It takes here, there we go, 800 meters. So it's, utterly beautiful. So that's Stella Ackroyd. Do dive through and have a good look. There are some really great designs there. The other designer that he told me to check out, and is one, of course, that's a huge favourite of all of us here, and I know I have talked to, and you can see me typing this in, is Kate Davies. And he said, no, look, you've got to do Kate Davies. He said, and the design, sure is one he said, yes. He said, this just looks incredible. And he said, this looks incredible in Bohemia. It's just straight Bohemia. See, could you imagine that? I haven't got a Erebus and parchment, but also too, I just think with the carnival and parchment would look amazing in this. If you really do want to do some incredible colour work, I think that this is just gorgeous. Look at that. And that with the bloom of, and actually look at that. If you did that in parchment, the carnival, and Erebus or London Town, so look at that combination there, absolutely stunning. That would be so striking, and it is just the most beautiful colour work. And with the bloom of the possum, it would be amazing, absolutely amazing. What else? Kate has so much. There is just that was the one that Ethan told me about, because he just the Everdoon. This was the other one he mentioned. He said this, and this beautiful striped sweater. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? This beautiful striped sweater would look amazing in Bohemia. And you've got all these beautiful colours that you can play around with. And you would just have this incredible sweater. It's colourful, it's fun, it's bold. It's just absolutely beautiful. I just love Kate's design ethos. It really, there's just so much there. What is this? Collar de Pilar. See, now this is another. See, look at this. Oh, divine. Now imagine Bazaar as your main colour there. And then how many colours have we got here? I know that this is stranded colour work, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, see, 5 more colours. Imagine the fun that you would have picking these out. See, I look at this and I just think Bazaar, London Town, Parchment, Erebus. There's one more on there. Bazaar, London Town, Parchment, Erebus. London Town, Parchment, Erebus. Oh, Wreath. There you go. Amazing. Wouldn't that be amazing? With Bazaar, I think that would be incredible. I've talked about the cowl before. This is another one that I've mentioned previously. Again, I think this is I think would be incredible. Parchment through here, and I would be looking. Bewitched, Radiance, Old Bow. What else is in there? Throw a bit of absinthe in there. Go on, or if you're old school and you've got old stuff in your stash, if you've got a little hint of leather in your stash, you could do that, but you could throw absinthe in there if you wanted to spice things up a little bit. Amazing. I think that would look incredible. And there's a different version there, but I just think that in Bohemia Light would be so gorgeous. Utterly gorgeous. So these are some of the suggestions from Ethan. If you're wanting to look for something that will actually make your knitting sing, isn't that? There's so many good things. So many. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Bless your heart. Kathy's so good. She's pulling everything up for me. Yay. So there are so many great options. We have patterns here, and in fact, I'll pull them out because I've got the box sitting right here. Hopefully this won't go sailing off the cardboard carton that I've got this sitting on. Okay, don't go flying away. Right, I mentioned... Yes, so these are our folders with our truly myrtles. I mentioned Flory. Now, Flory wasn't originally designed in Bohemia, but I have seen this knitted up. In fact, I think the sample one of the first samples Deb ever did was Flory in parchment, and it was amazing. Okay, so if you're looking, so you may already see a lot. I'm going to mention a lot of these because many of you may already have these in your library, so you don't need to purchase them. We have all of these as leaflets in store as well. So if you're a leaflet person, we have those. Obviously, Georgie, I've talked about Georgie a lot, but Timely is another one too. If you like classic stripes, you can just see classic 2-color stripes like that. Really, I mean, this might look a little bit like a peppermint twist, but come here, you. That doesn't. Looks amazing. So Timely's always good if you've got Timely in your stash. And Toy Toy is another one too. I've talked about Toy Toy often with vintage. I think Toy Toy actually in Bohemia, amazing. Just a very, very simple sort of cable portion. Well, it's not even cable, it's just sort of traveling stitch portion here. But this in Bohemia would be amazing. As to gingerbread, because I know a number of you have gingerbread in the stash, and this is one that often gets forgotten, and I think this Piper, now Piper was originally, Deb did a sample of this actually in Nick's, and it looked amazing. We had it here in the shop for quite some time, but this Piper in Bohemia is a beautiful, warm, soft, gorgeous, it's just stunning, absolutely stunning. And so that is one that, I know it's a design that often gets overlooked in her collection, and I think it's one that would work really beautifully well. Kathy saying the pattern picture for Flory looks very similar to parchment. It is, and that was part of the reason why I think Deb chose to use parchment when they got the sample knitted, was because it pretty much looked exactly like the picture. I'm going to pull out, if I got it here, Kapua is the other one I'm going to pull out, because this one here, This one is using, the original pattern is using some Shibui silk cloud mixed together with some baby alpaca and merino. Now, kapua, I have actually seen this knitted just straight with Bohemia light. If you want to get one looking just like this, fog's your colour. And this again, perfect. It's a 24 stitch 37 row gauge, which is a really, really happy place for Bohemia light. And kapua is certainly a design that I would consider as well for a beautiful easy wear cardigan. It's part of the Pacifico collection, but we do have that on separate leaflets as well, both in store and online. So do check those out too. So those are some, oh, actually, this is one other. I'm going to pull this one out too. This Thinking Pacifico collection. This is another one I would consider. This is Wave Crest. Now, Wave Crest from memory too has got that 26 stitch gauge. Now, that 26 stitch gauge on that, now she used a Tweedy yarn here, which was called Circus Tonic Shindig Donegal Tweed in a fingering. But that in just Bohemia on that nice firm, that beautiful firm tension would look beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I would not discount that one either. So any of those, we've got them here in leaflets, but if you do see a number, you probably got these in your collections. You may have bought the Pacifico Knits collection as its entire book or bundle. So dive around and have a look at what you have already got in your library, because it's like what I did with the Nanook. You know, I had Nanook in my library for 10 years, and you forget that you have these amazing patterns in your library. You've already got the resource there. Don't forget about them. So before you sort of start diving down your own little rabbit hole and having a look online, actually dive and have a look at what you've already got first. And I really can't emphasize enough to look for Bohemia Light. Do look for attention. 26 stitches, 28 stitches. I mean, I said the Twigs before was a 30 stitch tension. Don't be afraid to actually push that tension up. You'll find that sometimes some of these patterns may even be a 3-ply pattern, 28, 30 stitch tension. That is honestly, you can do that with Bohemia Light. Ethan's proven that you can do it, and the density of the fabric that you get is incredible. And also, when you're working with regular Bohemia worsted, 22 stitches is its happy place, obviously, but don't be afraid if there's a 24 stitch tension pattern and you think to yourself, actually, I'm actually going to, instead of doing the Bohemia Light, I'm actually going to do standard Bohemia and get that same dense fabric feel. So particularly if you're in a colder climate and you're really wanting that richness and lushness and unctuousness in the fabric, don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to stretch this gauge down to 24 stitches, and you will get that effect. It will be utterly amazing. So don't be afraid to do that. And one last one I will show you actually from Ethan's collection, because I've got all of those there. Let's go back up to here, because this is one of the first things I searched for. If you want to go apps, and I think, Kathy, you might have knitted this. I've got a funny feeling. If you want to go hog wild, and almost, well, there's two things. One is the shawlography. I mean, who can forget this extravaganza? Parchment, tiffin, old bow, curio, and radiance. I mean, wow, gorge. But the one I think, if you really wanted to go whole hog, and particularly the colours that I picked up before to show you, come on. You know you want to. Oh, God. And I said that. I'm going to show you the shawlography again. I've got to put. Hold on. I'm just waiting for the page to load. There we go. All right. Helps if I do this. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting. Right. Here we go. Star Blanket from Stephen West. Is that not the most amazing thing? So he used Erebus. Surprise, surprise. He used Erebus, fog, parchment, and Carnival. No, nostalgia rather. So, I mean, those are three of those shades there, but just amazing. Absolutely. And there's London Town rather there. A star flanket in Bohemia is just incredible. Like it would be so snuggly. It would be, there we go. He used, Fog, Merlin, Nostalgia, and Wreath. But you could easily get that switch Merlin out for Erebus and switch, oh no, we've got Wreath, so there you go, just switch Merlin out. I would switch Merlin out with the Erebus, or actually even London Town, to be fair. Oh, amazing. And hold on, while I'm here, I better show you the shawlography that I was all busy talking about, didn't get to show you. So again, we'll start with Parchment, Tiffin, Old Bow, Curio, and Radiance. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So those are some really fantastic options. And actually, I'm going to show you the No Frills cardigan because he was knitting this when he was down with me last. This is actually a Petite's knit. He did this a Petite's knit No Frills. Oh, look at that. I didn't know I could do that. Obviously, with the modification, he's gone and added in to make this a long line cardigan. This is in Gothic, but obviously, if you can be using your everyday parchment or everything, Erebus would again work. Either way, amazing, absolutely amazing. That No Frills cardigan by Petite Knits is certainly one to do. And this cardigan is wearable. It would look incredible. There's nothing like a cuddly cardi, really, is there? Especially this time of year, cuddly winter cardi. There we go. Kathy's just saying, yes, you've done 2 in Bohemia. I knew you'd done those. So, as I mentioned before, spend $200 on anything Bohemia. It can be a mixture of regular and light. It can be all light. It can be all standard. Doesn't matter. As long as it's $200 worth, we're going to give you a packet of these knit blockers. And that goes obviously while stocks last. So I've got a good amount. So hopefully it will last more than 5 minutes, which is what a promotion seems to be with us these days. Do you guys want to quickly see my progress? I have done a little bit of progress. Not much. I brought it in. I remembered to bring it in today. I kept forgetting. I'm hopeless, aren't I? So I am talking about my limerick. Look at my poor magazine. And it's getting so dog-eared. From Interweave Knits, Winter 2017. It is the Donegal Sweater by Marianne Benedetto. It's looking pretty rough, the pattern is anyway, because it's been... But I have made some good progress. Look at that. I am about an inch and a half, or it might be 2 inches. No, it's about an inch and a half from the shaping. So I'm getting there, slowly ticking away at it. So I've got about this much to go, and then I start the shaping, the underarm shaping, and then obviously the shaping for the placard. I think I'll be dividing. Actually, I'll just check where the division is. I think I do a series of single ribbing, and then I break into, there we go. Yes, I do. Actually, no, a wee way for the placard, to be fair. So I've got the single ribbing I'll be breaking into next, and then the broken rib, and then halfway up the broken rib, I start dividing off the placard. Really exciting. So it's been good to make some progress in this. Now, the nice thing about this actually, and that's part of the reason why I pulled out parchment, is I'm doing this obviously in Kelly & Co. I'm also doing it on a 4.5mm needle, and I have made the adjustment accordingly for the sizing. However, the design is actually written for DK. So if you were wanting to knit this design and you wanted to do it in Bohemia, it will be amazing. This in any of the Bohemias, I think, would be incredible. Parchment, of course, always looks good, and classic will be perfect for anybody. Or you could, if you want to sort of be a bit crazy and do something like absinthe, or I again love red, as you can see. Nostalgia, incredible. So this design in Bohemia would be amazing because of the movement of the stitches and the ribbing. It allows the bloom of the possum to come out, and you'll just get an incredible halo. So if you fancy knitting that, but not fancy doing it in the Kelly & Co., definitely try that out in Bohemia as well. Very good. Right, I'm going to keep going because I want to get this newsletter out and all done for you guys. The other thing I do have to tell you is there's not going to be a diaries on Thursday. I'm heading off on a big steel bird up to Auckland for the weekend. I'm catching up with the BFF, but I am going to pop in and have a look at Woolfest in Auckland. So if you are in Auckland this weekend, Creative Fibre Auckland puts on the most incredible event. It is on Saturday. I think it starts at 10 o'clock at the QMU Showgrounds. So we are not trading this year. We are just going to be there as me. I'm just going to be there as a walk around and choppy person. So I'm actually quite excited about that. So if you see me, come and say hello. I'd love to have a chat. But no, I'm just going to go and attend and have fun. But Claire and I are looking at cooking something up here over the weekend. We haven't quite nailed it down yet, but hopefully by we'll have to get it nailed down by Wednesday because I fly out on Thursday. But yes. But in the meantime, you've got some Bohemia to play with. We bring you all the fun stuff. We know we do. All right, take care. So again, no diaries on Thursday because I will be away, but I will pop out a newsletter. I promise you I'll do that. So until then, have a great rest of week, and I will talk to you again on Monday. Till then, bye.